So hello, welcome. I just wait to make sure everything is working properly. So normally I go live via Facebook and YouTube, but Facebook isn't working this morning. We've lost the go live function. So let's see if people find me here. Let me know if you do find me, let me know. And we'll make a start. So the focus this week is legs and hips. Yesterday we were supine, so lying on the floor. Today we're going to hands and knees up in the glorious sunshine that this morning brings. And I'm going to invite you to start in a child pose with the knees wide and the big toes to touch, and just ease yourself back. And if easing yourself back doesn't feel easeful, then just come up, and I would encourage you to rest on your forearms and have a little rock forwards and backwards. So that's just nice for the hips. But if you've got the space in your body, we're all different, then maybe you can ease the hips down towards the heels and your chest, your forehead towards the floor. So just take the option that brings ease, we'll go with that word, brings ease to your body. So whether you're up a little bit higher or whether you're sinking down. And wherever you are, just close your eyes and just notice your breath. So you can take a nice full breath, and as you breathe out, let something soften somewhere in the legs or the hips. We'll take that one more time. Okay, and then gently, if you're down low, push through to your forearms, and we'll all come up, hands and knees. We're going to keep the knees wide, so up on the hands, and just start to rock forwards and backwards. Have a teeny tiny bend into your elbows. Make sure your hands are about as wide as your shoulders, if not a little bit wider. And just rocking forwards and backwards, awakening up those hips. And we're going to start to take this into a little bit of cat-cow flow. So as you breathe in, pause, drop the belly, look forwards. And as you breathe out, push away from the ground, push through the knuckles of your hands, round the spine towards the heels. And we come forwards and rounding it through. So just adjusting the hands, you've got that space to let the body move between the hands and the knees. And try and find a little softness into your shoulders. And just let the body have a little bit of flow, a little bit of space. Okay, next time you bring it up, we're going to hold it up. We're going to step the knees gently back underneath the hips to have the feet in line with the knees. And then with the right leg, just gently bring the toes to the floor, that little stretch through the calf. Don't force the leg straight. Just ease into the body. Very much ease is my word of the day. I've just decided. And then we're going to float that leg up. Try and keep the hips square to the ground. And then bend the back knee. Point the toes up to the sky gently. And then start to just take those little pulsations into the leg. This is the most effective way I know of to get some heat into the legs, to just help them find a little bit of awakening, a little bit of stretch. Okay, then extend that leg back out behind you, toes down to the ground. Bring the toes back to the floor and just give that leg a little bit more of a stretch. See how it feels. Okay, and once again, we'll float that leg up, and we're going to step your back foot all the way to the outside of your front fingers. So your hands are on the inside of the foot, and you're right up on your fingertips here. If that's too low, come up onto your thigh. Make sure your front knee is above the front ankle, so maybe inch that foot forwards a little bit. Let me turn around into the sunshine. So we're in this shape. And then from here, start to have a little easy rock backwards and forwards, just like we were doing in that little cat-cow swoop. Okay. And then when you bring it forwards next, we're going to hold it forwards. And we're going to tuck the back toes. Plant your left hand to the ground. Lift the back knee. And maybe bring your right hand onto the right thigh. If you feel okay in that bottom shoulder, you can take the right arm up to the sky. So just a very gentle push through the left heel, so we haven't warmed that leg up. But just see if you can draw your right hip back. Maybe lift your chest up a little bit more. And with your next breath out, bring your hands down to the ground. We're going to step back to plank. So take your front foot back to plank. Have a little rock forwards and backwards. Feel the difference between the right and the left leg. Bring your weight really forward, lower to the knees. We're going to roll down to the ground, untuck the toes. And then push through the feet, push through the hips. Let the back of the head and the chest lift. Draw the shoulders into the body. Open through the collarbone. Keep lengthening through the legs. Pushing down through the hips. And breathing. And then breathe out to lower. And push up hands and knees. Inhale, let's take the other side. So left toes to the floor, nice and gentle. Just a gentle push. See if you can feel a stretch into the back of the ankle. We'll float that leg up, toes down. Push out through the hip. And then bend that knee. Point the toes up towards the ceiling. Those little pulsations. So we can stretch with safety. Okay, and then extend that leg back out behind you, toes to the ground, push through the heel. And then we're going to float the leg back up, step it to the outside of the left hand, give it a helping hand if you need to. And then that little kind of inchy with your foot. Inchy. There's a good description. Okay, so the hands are on the inside of the foot. We're right up on our fingertips here. And then start to little rock forwards and backwards. Just be mindful how your leg feels. I'm feeling that back in my thigh today. So moving with ease, remembering 10 minutes is just, you're not looking for anything massive here. This is just a nice little warm up. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Unless that doesn't feel good, then keep the knee down. Plant your right hand and maybe bring your left hand onto your thigh, turning your chest towards the thigh. Maybe extending left arm up to the ceiling. Just gently reaching out through that right heel. See if you can draw that left hip back just a little bit. Notice if you kind of turn forward, draw it back, reach up, take a nice big breath. And as you breathe out, lower your hand to the inside of the foot. We're going to step back to plank. Take the hands as wide as your yoga mat, if not a little bit wider. Spread your fingers, lift your hips up, send the hips back, and then just step your feet in slightly. So slightly shorter stance. Nice softness into the knees, finding your downward dog. And then really straighten as much as is comfortable the right leg as you really bend the left leg. So more emphasis on bending the left leg. See if you can draw your chest towards that knee. Draw that left hip back just a smidge. And then switch. So we'll take the right knees bent, left leg straightening. And then draw your right hip, the bent leg. Draw that right hip back. And then bend both knees. And gently encourage a little straightness into both legs. Bring your weight forwards to plank. Lower the knees and we'll roll down onto the tummy. Untuck the toes. Find the length in your legs. Push through the feet, push through the hips. And breathe in. Lift the chest. See if you can float the hands off the floor here. So we don't want to be coming up too high. We want to be engaging those legs. So really push through the feet, push through the hips. See if the knees will lift slightly off the ground. Lengthen through the waist. Lift away from the hips. Take a breath. Breathe out to lower it down. We'll push it up to hands and knees. We will take the hands in towards the knees. Bring sunshine. Bring the fingertips behind you and just kneeling here. See if you can push through the fingertips, lift your chest, just like cobra pose. So spread your collarbones as you gently push down through your shins. See if you can lift the waist out of the hips. Take a nice big breath. And as you breathe out, soften, bring it forwards, back into your child pose. You can have the knees parallel or take the knees wide again, big toes to touch, your choice. See how that feels compared to 10 minutes ago. Take a nice big breath into the back of your body. And breathe out, let it go. Walk the hands back in towards you, slide yourself up You can stay kneeling or come into a seat. Ooh, do love the sunshine. Take a big breath. Take the arms up overhead. Look up to the sky. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to your heart. We'll bow the head to the hands, the mind to the body. Bring a smile to your lips. And take something positive into the rest of your day. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope, it looks like people found me on here. Yay. Good morning, Maxine. Yeah, you found me. So have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.